Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Cartes. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a fun project planned for us today. I hope this video inspires you to create something of your own. If you would, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That helps me to grow this channel and to continue to bring you new projects. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? And if you have, thank you very much. Well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Hey, duckers! Just the talkers. So my husband just extended their water cups here. Added some hay to this wet soil we have. Lots and lots of rain. I'm not going to complain. Some people aren't getting any rain at all, so we're grateful. But we wanted a dry place for the chickens. Oh, look at that. Getting a new treat cube. New dust bath. Well, there's the first one. Wow, look at that. Isn't that spiffy? Okay, number one. I started on organizing all of this last night, and then we just had a real interesting storm whip through. So I'll finish it up this morning. Got a nice little surprise coming there on the end. The pallets, we will be cutting those and putting them at the bottom of our bins, like how we put the logs in the other bins. Alright, we have a lot to do. Let's get to it. Get back to just talking to me. Well, there we go. Got everything sorted and stacked together. 3 more palmaras to plant, but that will be for another day. So this is all in working towards a project that'll happen down here on the end a couple months down the road. Alright, there's the chickens, just enjoying this overcast moment we have before we have a storm coming in, just to sort of dampen that brutal heat we're having. So that white one, I named her Buttercup because she was pure yellow when we first got her. And now look at her, she's the biggest one and she's white. I still call her Buttercup. They're talking because I'm out here. They know my voice. What are y'all doing inside? I'm just talking. The chickens are loving the harvest. They got all the green bean leaves, so they are most happy with that. Oh yes, Buttercup's gone. Buttercup was a Mr. Buttercup, so we had the rooster issue again. So a good friend of mine took Mr. Buttercup, and he'll live the rest of his life out on with a wonderful family on a wonderful farm. Got all the bird houses brought down, just to protect from the storm. We cut the tops of the asparagus, so just less to the wind to catch. We're about ready to be able to start harvesting spears, so that'll be a good thing. We went ahead and harvested the sweet potatoes. Some of my baby rosemary's not doing so good, but they weren't brittle, so I'm sticking them in the dirt and see what happens. But these are the chickens' little herb garden here. Went ahead and staked up our pepper plant. Had a little bit of mold growing in there. We'll cut that out. With all this rain coming, that should rinse all that out. Supervisor's looking at what I'm doing. Make sure I'm doing it good. Sir Mufasa. The ducks approve. Just gave the greenhouse soaking. So my husband got the second bin built this last week. We have two small ones that'll go here, and then a couple set of shelves, one for each side. So a small bin there, and another one there, and then that's where the other shelf will go. So now it's time to start finding bulk dirt. All the pallets that were beneath all the pots will come and be our filler underneath. Again, this is just storm prep, putting things in here that I think can fly away easy. So that's what I see when I leave my greenhouse. Love those purple flowers. Bumbles like them too. So we moved all of this just so we don't have stuff flying around. Got all of these are in a little protected nook, so hopefully they'll be fine. But everything else we've sort of shored up, front and the back. And it may go far, far to the west of us. Who even knows? But we're ready. We worked on repotting that. That was at the corner of the porch, but it just wasn't really happy. We thought maybe it might have got too much water there, because it was the rain could have got to it in that particular spot. So we put it in a different pot and different soil, just to help it maybe try to come back. So we'll see if that works. And there's my sidekick. So these are the plants that I grew from cuttings, and this is believe it or not, prep for Christmas. A lot of hard work there, but I think they're gonna make a beautiful display when we get there. Well, the rebuilding begins. I'm going to sort through these seeds and figure out what we can put in our 5 bins that we have out there. I even went and pulled out some of my little glue tip fingers, so that when I'm putting these little seeds in the ground, I got something to keep my finger clean without having to wear that whole glove. Oh, Mr. Mufasa says good morning. All right, let's get to sorting. All right, I've got my seeds sorted. I like to put them in their individual baggies, like for by the month that they can go in the ground. So I've pulled out what we're going to work with today. Ooh, look at all that yumminess. All right, to the dirt. All right, we got our first crop put into the bins. So we have onions, Brussels sprouts, spinach, parsnips, and 3 different kinds of beets. So here's our next set of experiments. Well, we got a lot done today. Got all those pallets cut up. Got our pots stacked back. We're getting ready to redo this end down here. When I say we, I mean my husband. So, all the pallets. We did say some for the 2 small ones that are coming, the 2 small bins. But this is where the majority of the broken up pallets went. Trying to get all this put back together. It's been slow going, but we're making progress. We got these bins tidied up. Okra is starting to produce again, so that's a really good sign. We got those seeds planted and things are starting to come up. So there we go, some little baby onions. That's our Haas seeds. And then here we have some Brussels sprouts. So the burpees are not coming up, but the Haas are. So again, this was an experiment. So now we have burpee and Haas spinach in here. And we have some sprouting up. So we'll see how this goes. We got the plumeras cleaned up from the storm finally. And we'll be working on trying to find a new skin for the greenhouse. Well, to say that I'm excited is to be putting that mildly. See that box? Ooh, that's called a new greenhouse skin. How about that? Whew, we're trying to bring it all back together, y'all. Look at that. The skin arrived. These beautiful butterfly plants are coming back. So we're very, very happy with that. My husband has been hard at work. Look at these, y'all. Oh my goodness. Literally just finished building them. Of course, there's my ducks out there talking to me because I hear my voice. But here we have these bins. And then we'll go ahead and put our basil and our mint here at the back side of the bins. Right, that one's still trying to come back, but it'll come. Mint just grows like crazy. So, we did lose that. Oh, it's so sad. We lost that rosemary, I think. I'm going to come in and it was abused in that storm, and it got flooded. Anyways, so in this area here, we're going to have shelves so that when I have all those little starts, I can put them out here. Once they get big enough to where, this is, so that they're in the porch for the nursery, but, when they get into, like maybe first grade, they get to come out here, right? That's that little next step up. We've got lots that we've put out there just as we're rebuilding this greenhouse. We'll see how all those come back together. But we'll have shelves on both sides. So that'll be really nice. I'm looking forward to that. All right, so here's the peanut plant. It's actually really happy. I got another one of those real pretty butterfly little flowers. The orange one, not the purple one. So it's starting to take off. Here's our bushes. They suffered in that storm too. Lots and lots of rain, soggy ground. We've got a bunch of weeds, so things are starting to dry out and grow again. We have a potato there. Not sure what all the rest of that is. That's probably weeds. We'll deal with it. But we put our herbs out here while we're, like I said, rebuilding that greenhouse. These were going to be gifts. Not sure if that's going to make it or not. Tomato's not really happy, so we may end up pulling that out and starting over. Just not sure yet. Lots of other things to worry about. These are doing better. There's that other orange little butterfly. I think it's called milkweed. So that's what we have. We have another one down there. That's that type down there where I said it was just starting to grow. We did lose 2 tomatoes, so there's our cages. Well, the basil's happy. We lost that whole bucket of rosemary. We'll do it again. It just doesn't like a lot of wet. And there's the duckers. Just a yakking. And then here's our talkers. Hey, Chip Chip. How you doing, Chip Chip? Give me some worms. You see, the feathers been flying out here. They love following me around. So now they're over here talking to me. So we got these plants. We did lose some more poinsettias. Just too much rain, too quick, too much, too quick. You see my little bin there, got all banged up with limbs falling on it, but it still does what it needs to do. Trim back everything, seeing what we can salvage. That lemongrass, maybe, maybe not. Bird of paradises have bloomed again since the storm, so that's a good thing. All this debris. I know it looks like the same size, but it decomposes, so we keep adding to the top, so it keeps stays the same size. So this area was a little difficult. It was just full of all kinds of little debris. So those are dogwood trees there in the back. There's a couple that aren't looking so happy. And then that lemon tree. Not sure what's going to happen with it. We had so much rain for so long, right? All the week before and then the several days. And then we haven't had any. So the plants are just kind of like, they don't know what to do. Got to get back in the back and do some more weeding. My husband tends to do that for me. I have seems like I've developed an allergy to those bromeliads. So we redid this bed just a little bit, cut out all the dead stuff. We're finally starting to see new little growth and new blossoms. But I pulled everything out to try to get it more in line with getting rain, because it literally sits underneath the tree house. So I kind of have it out where I think it will get rain now. And of course this orchid is happy. Some of the blooms are spent, but that's kind of normal. So we did that. We moved everything out all the way around. You see a little bit of newspaper peeking out. So I've got to add some more wood chips back here. But it's pretty much, this bed is done. And once we have just a little bit of rain, it's going to be really happy. So this little bed is happy. We're starting to see the roses bloom again. So that's really an encouraging sight. All right, very happy. I snipped those off just as they're at the end of their bloom and put them in the little bedding, the little nesting boxes for the chickens. They really like that. So we did lose one rose bush over there, just drowned. But I think we're finally starting to level out, and the losses are slowing down, so that's a good thing. So here's the other rose bed, and again we're seeing new buds, new growth, right, where we can share with the chickens again. The aromatics really help in the coop, so they're starting to come back. So this is a hibiscus that I grew from a cutting, right? Stuck it in the water till the roots grew, and then planted it. Survived the hurricane, got slumped over on its side inside the bucket, but it survived and it's blooming. So how exciting is that? All right, we are starting to see some growth in here. So these are not the Haas seeds, so they just sort of seem like they take longer, y'all. I think I'm becoming a fan of the Haas seeds. This could be placement also, so I might have to reevaluate this for spring. Oh, that's going to be a chore to move it, but we might need to move it out into a little bit more sunlight. We'll have to see. So here are some Haas parsnips, and they're peeking through. They're kind of in an almost shady spot also. It does get some sun, but not like the other ones do. So we'll have to reevaluate the placement of this and the other bin. But they're starting to do their thing, and look at there. We'll have some parsnips, y'all. Well, here's our front. Got a couple that are struggling, but they were, damaged way deep. So they were really short, but look at that. Every one of them has new leaf growth, and then that little beautiful impatient has blooms again. This is a flower that I got from one of my in-laws. It's got blooms again, so it's so exciting. The mom is trying. It's trying. So that's pretty encouraging. Might be able to use those for Christmas after all. How about that? My daughter said, "You got a lot of time till Christmas, Mom." So she looks like she was right. I know this is a crazy picture, but that's where that pile of debris was that was taller than me. So it's gone, y'all. That was a hallelujah day when they came and took that away. So the grass is trying to come back. We got to get out here and rake it. My husband put some winter rye over the whole yard. That was delayed by several weeks, so hopefully it'll have a chance to make our grass look lush. We just sort of like doing that each fall. Normally we do that literally that first weekend in October. Not this year, but that's okay. All right, progress. It took a good bit of work, but we were able to save this arbor with the jasmine on it. We just cut it way back. I did a whole pile, then my husband came in and finished it. We finally were able to take the stakes out from the back that was holding it up, and the ground seems to be firming up nicely. Spent the morning reworking this end of this bed, trying to get it ready for winter. Got a little bit to do there in the front yet, but we've got to move that little edging stuff. So progress though, right? But unfortunately we have that much more to go. All right, we need more mulch. The peppers got new bedding this morning in their run. They've already mucked up their pool, but they are thoroughly happy. Oh, and there comes Henrietta. Hello, Chick Chick. Oh, and there comes Myrtle. I can't tell them apart, so who knows what we'll call them next time. They're pretty though, aren't they? Oh, she's coming up to say hello. Hello, Chick Chick. Very curious. And then I think we've got a broody hen on our hands. This is where she likes to stay. In her rose petal bed. Well, we survived yet another tropical storm. You see the plumeras between the weather change and all the water are not happy. Ah, look what we put out today. This being the day after. So we'll keep on working. That corner's little surprise there. We lost a couple buckets on the top. That just meant I had to set them back up there, but all of that stayed in place. The arbor did way better this time. It was way less wind. Still a lot of rain, but way less wind. So our butterfly plants, oh, look at that one. Ooh, chickens are going to get some leaves this weekend. So this is what we've been working on. So my husband built these bins, and they're fabulous. But now, just as the thunder is coming, we have one more day of rain. So we were trying to get the trailer emptied out of the dirt that we got on Monday, which was, this is Friday, so a few days ago. But anyways, we want that rain to settle this in. So this went through that storm. This did not. So with the rain today, it'll settle a little bit more, because that's what you want it to do. You want it to settle. It doesn't have the amendments on top, literally just dirt, just plain old brown dirt. So got issues back there with the fence again. Hi ho, hi ho. It's just the way it goes. We did receive the skin for the greenhouse, but literally the day it came, that's when they started telling us that the storm was going to come across us, and it did. Not nearly as nerve-wracking as Ian. So thank you, Nicole. We're glad you were just a minimal storm by our standards. So that's our update. Oh yeah, I did get all the mulch put in, and we'll see how much of that washed away. I noticed up by the roses, a little bit of it washed away, but easy enough to fix. Our chickens, they're like, oh, their area is so wet, but we've got to wait probably another day before we can add new bedding out there in the run, just because it's going to rain again today. It's thundering as I'm making this video, so we got done just in time. Alright, there's a little bit of an update. Oh yes, we did get this new plant. Look at this, y'all. This is a shampoo ginger kind of bush. Excited to see what it does for us. Our city likes to give away these little milkweed plants, but they're like, they attract butterflies. So we've got 3 of these now, and every time I see them given away, I'm just going to get another one, right? Because we like the butterflies. Avocado made it through pretty good. So there we are. Just more cleanup. We'll see with the storm today, just this little bit of rain today and a little bit of wind, if we have any branches. Just smaller, way smaller branches this time, and it's really not new stuff being broken. It's just the stuff that's up there dead that hadn't fallen yet. So yeah, a lot of that, but way less damage. and we're grateful for that. All right, we're trying to come back. We're gonna make it happen. All right, so we just picked up our second load of dirt to go in the bins. Whew. All right, now we have to go home and unload it over the next several days. Well, look at that, y'all. We have a cover on the greenhouse again. We've got it decorated for the holidays. Our husband built these beds. The veggies are starting to flourish. Look at that. Things that were hurt in the hurricane, those implants, those are coming back. We just put some garlic out here last night. Here's all of our green leafy things. Down here on the end, you'll build some shelving. That'll be the little plant nursery, I like to call it. But there it is. Whew, it's coming back. It's been a lot of work, but it's coming back. So happy that we finally got it to this part. Things are doing well to come back. So these are the plants that were hurt pretty bad in our hurricane this summer. But look at them, they're doing great. My husband got all the bins. Oh, hello, Mufasa. My husband got all the bins built, and then we worked on filling them all. And they're just taking off. So here we filled this bin with, that was the only rosemary really that we had survive. I have and that was a transplant, right? So that was where I rooted it and put it in a pot. It had got big. The mother rosemary, not sure it's going to survive, but we're giving it a chance. We put it in a pot out back. But there's some thyme in there, some onions, and then we have all kinds of veggies. This is our garlic bed. We're about to put these potatoes in the ground, so we have more veggies, everything that we'll eat, right? Lots of greens, more onions, scallions. We decorated with, there's some lights in here at night, as well as our wreaths. We're working on this watering system. I think we'll need to tweak it just a little bit more, but it's just about there. These are our Brussels sprouts. We got the seeds from Haas online, and they have just taken off. How lovely is that? Each year I like to feature a local artist. I try to buy something new for my tree each year, and so this year is this beautiful handmade wooden swan. I will post the information down there in the description to let you know where I got this from and their website. This was made by a Mr. Berganza in our area. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. I just wanted to do just an end of the year compilation so that you can see that we are recovering from the storms. Life keeps moving on. We're very pleased with how far how far we've come, all the progress that we've made. So we wish everyone a happy new year, and we hope that everyone has a safe and happy 2023. All right, again, thanks for joining me, and until next time, happy crafting.